family, welcome to HANZOWEEN is 31 tutorials in the month of October. That means a new tutorial every single day. Today's tutorial is going to be a queen of broken hearts. I hope you guys like it, and all product details will be listed down below as always, and let's get to the tutorial. Start your face with your normal color of foundation, and then I'm going to take Kryolan's Clown White cream paint and highlight my face and then set it with a little bit of translucent powder. This step is pretty simple, just make your face a little lighter than it is. I'm going to block out my brows. You should do this with an Elmer's glue stick, but I'm going to do this very quickly. I'm not going to go through the whole steps on this tutorial because I've already done it in a couple other tutorials. Basically, I'm just taking a little bit of glue, putting my eyebrows down, powdering it, adding more glue, powdering it, and adding some cream makeup on top. I'm not the best at brow blocking applications, so I would suggest just looking at someone that is. Know what I'm saying? To sketch out the heart, I'm taking Sugarpill's Love Plus Red eyeshadow, and I'm just sketching out this heart all over my face. Blend that out while adding a little bit more Love Plus as you go, just so that we get a nice transition from that red line back into our natural skin color. We basically want this heart to look like it's a mask on our face, and so it would create a little bit of a shadow onto our actual skin. Even though I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a red shadow, but who gives a fuck. Take a very small little angled brush, and we are going to start really defining up against that heart. I'm still using Love Plus here, and I am just putting the brush right up against that line and then blending it out very lightly. To really intensify it, I'm using Cherry Cola from Makeup Geek, which is a beautiful matte kind of maroon brown shade. I've been obsessed with it since I got it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing, just taking it all the way up to that line and then blending it into the Love Plus all around our little heart. In between colors, make sure to take a fluffy brush so that you get a nice seamless blend. If you really want it to pop off your face, use some black eyeshadow. This is Corrupt from Makeup Geek, my absolute favorite black eyeshadow. And we're just going to take it right up against that line again and blend it into the Cherry Cola. You don't want too much black because you don't want that to overpower the red shadow we got going on. Basically, the darker the shadow you go, the more intense your little heart is going to be popping off your face. I had no intention of making this a broken heart, but as I was kind of doing this and shading it, I was like, I'll just make it broken. So I'm just taking some Love Plus from Sugarpill, like I did earlier, and creating a shattered, broken piece in the middle of my face. This is going to be kind of the main broken heart spot that we want going on. Start with a small line and then build it larger as you go with more Love Plus. This broken doll look that I did last year was actually a very big hit, and quite a few of you guys wanted a tutorial for it, so I thought I'd just use the opportunity right now, since I'm already doing a broken heart, to show you kind of the shattered effect that I did do on it last year. So instead of just adding in cracks, you want to think of this as if it was broken and these little pieces started to really come apart. I don't want little tiny fine lines between all of these. I do want some little holes and gaps to show that this has broken and that some pieces are missing. Because in those missing cracks, we will really add a lot of dimension, and it'll really make those pieces on top look like they are floating on top of the mask. You can see I already darkened up the cracks with more Sugarpill Love Plus, and now I am going to start adding in the dimension underneath where our broken parts would be. I'm starting off with Cherry Cola from Makeup Geek, and I'm going right up against these little broken parts underneath. There's a light source from on top of us, so naturally these broken pieces would cast a shadow underneath them. You want to keep the shadow kind of small because we don't want to overpower the red too much with a lot of shading. There wouldn't be a huge shadow underneath these little cracked pieces. So just go underneath every single little thing, and in the little cracks themselves, those would be completely maroon or completely black. Since it's such a tiny little shadow, there wouldn't be any red showing. Just like we did earlier, we do want some black in this shading too. So I'm using just the tiniest bit to go right underneath a few of these little broken pieces, but I'm not adding too much black. We don't want the shadow to look like it's just black into red or mainly black and maroon. We want it to have the nice transition from black to maroon to red, since red is the base tone. When there are smaller pieces that are closer together, that's when you will add in mainly just black or maroon though, because there wouldn't be enough space to have the red showing through, just like I said earlier with the small little cracks. So kind of just play around with it and practice. The original little Queen of Hearts in Disney has a lot of red, black, and yellow, so I wanted to use a lot of shading for yellow, so I'm using Sugarpill's Buttercupcake, and I am just adding that to basically the bottoms of all of the porcelain pieces, but also just kind of around every edge. This is just to show that the edges kind of have dimension lifting up from them and they aren't flat. Using that white cream paint from Kryolan that we used a little earlier to highlight our face, I'm going to highlight every top point of the porcelain. Even highlight around the small little cracks too, because like I've said in other videos, I'll say it again, where there's a shadow, there's a highlight nearby too. This new shade from Makeup Geek called Morocco is the shit. I forgot I even had it, so I am using that to just darken up these shadows, and I am not completely covering the yellow. Just like we did with the maroon and the red and the black, we want this orange to blend into the yellow. This is such a beautiful aged kind of orange color. I can't wait to use this on an actual makeup look. White out your lips with some Kryolan cream paint again, and then we are going to draw a little kind of heart with Jeffree Star's Redrum lipstick. This heart didn't come out quite as planned, but you get the general idea. Darken up the edges with some Cherry Cola again, and then lighten up the middle with a little bit of Kryolan's cream paint, just so we get a cute little ombre, so the lips are all pouty, and clean them up if you need to. I took some reference from the kind of new school Queen of Hearts that's with Johnny Depp and all that shit. So I am taking some NYX eyeshadow primer and priming my eyes with white. And then I'm going to start using Mochi from Sugarpill, this very light blue, and I'm going to put this all over my lid, blending up into the white. Her eyeshadow isn't anything fancy, so just keep most of the pigment on the lid and blending out into the crease. I thought that she needed something on the eyebrows, so I'm just taking a little bit of Tarte's clay liner, and I drew a little curly brow really quick. And then I'm going to take that liner and I'm going to just put a little line on the top of my eye. I don't want to wing it out because I want her to have kind of this sad, doe-eyed look. On the bottom outer corner of the eyes, I want to draw on a few little fake eyelashes and kind of do them in different shapes and sizes. But if you have false lashes, you could just glue those on to the bottom of your eyes as well. To define and clean up a little bit underneath these little porcelain pieces, I'm just continuing to take that liner and lining underneath them. Pop on some lashes. These are Lena lashes called Yonsei. They're intense as shit. And then give me 1 second while I put on my wig and my other contact. And this, you guys, is the final product. It was actually really funny because I originally didn't start it with Broken Hearts. I originally just kind of was going for a Queen of Hearts, and I was like, I'm gonna make her have a broken heart on her face, so that's where that came from. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and use the hashtag HANZOWEEN if you do recreate this, because I want to see them. I want you guys to recreate these. That's what these Halloween tutorials are for, and I will just see you guys tomorrow. It makes my mouth look even smaller when I smile.